Hey, what is up guys? I'm actually really excited to make today's video and share it with you. Basically what we're going to be doing today is watching one of my solo queue games I just played. I played a really nice Beastmaster game. Super back and forth game for 40 minutes long, literally like a 2K net worth lead, swinging back and forth from team to team. And I just want to really talk about mid to late game decision making and team fight decision making. Why are you just not good enough to consistently win team fights? What are you missing? I'm going to hopefully give you a much more clear picture of that with this game, because I think it's a great game of understanding like what is your job, what do you need to look for, so on and so on. So without further ado, let's hop into it and talk about some Dota 2. And quickly, I wanted to briefly let you guys know that the gameleap website is currently 50% off if you use the code POG50 at checkout. I'm telling you this because number one, I think it's a good deal, and number two, I'm making a lot of top tier content over there, live game analysis, replay analysis. I'm going to be uploading some coaching sessions eventually, very soon. So I have a lot of things that I think you guys should go check out. So if you're interested in more content like you get here on YouTube and stuff that's really going to help you get to the next level, I'd appreciate it if you could use the code POG50, get your 50% off, sign up to the website, and I'll see you there. Alright, so the first play is a little bit Beastmaster specific, but I'd like to cover it nonetheless. You're going to see I'm pushing in the top side of the map. We're 11 minutes in, I had a pretty good lane. I'm actually top net worth at this point in the game, so things were going well. I took the tier 1. You know, life is good. Life is good. So what am I going to do from here? Well, I see my team fighting here. So what should this insinuate to me, right? I'm just going to zoom out for a little bit, just so you guys can really see what I'm talking about. You'll see right here, right? My team is fighting over here. Is this something I want to show up to? The answer is no, not really, right? It's too far away. Because a lot of people, what they would do is they would TP in, right? And that would just be a bad play, because instead I can clear up all the nearby camps and look to shift over and take mid tower, which is really good for our overall map control, right? Secure the mid tower, and then if the fight continues, which it actually ends up going that way, I can shift over. And you might be like, how does this apply to the carry role? How does this apply to the mid role? Well, it's all the same thing. Now, you're not going to be looking to take the mid tier 1, but let's say you're playing a hero like Animage, right? Now, you're not gonna necessarily be looking for that many kills as Animage, but if you push in the top wave and you see a big fight happening mid, you should consider blinking over and cleaning up with a mana void or TPing in. It's the same concept. However, if the fight was in this area, I absolutely would not want to see you TP, because the likelihood that you don't get anything out of it is high. The enemy might disengage into an area of no vision, in which case you would be better off staying top. On top of that, if the fight is happening here, what is the odds they're going to be able to contest you top in a convenient amount of time? Low, right? It's going to take them a lot of time for them to be able to get to top. And you might be like, oh, it's only a 3 to 5 seconds difference. That's a big difference, right? That's like a big deal. That's like the amount of time you need to clear a creep wave, right? So it's a big difference. So we take mid. I'm going to head back to the top side, just kind of clear up all the camps, get all the farm. My void ended up dying or something bottom. He should have just TP'd top, but besides the point, we go for a little Roche play. This is a bit niche. We just have to happen to have a shaman, which is, you know, very game specific, but it's a good play nonetheless. 13-minute Roshan, really good play. Great call from Pingu on the shaman here to take the early Roshan. From there, as you look at the map, there's no tier 1 tower up. So what is my main general play going to be? The main thing I'm going to want to do is hold this area with my shaman and hoodwink, because no one can run into 3 stuns. It's not a feasible play, and I'm going to want to farm up all the camps, looking to get my Helm Dom too. I felt that there was an opportunity for us to jump mid here, and the main reason why I feel comfortable even potentially making that call is this Hawk in particular. If we look at the map right now, this Death Prophet most likely could be or very likely could be a bait, right? I don't see anyone top, I don't see anyone bottom. This could definitely be a bait. However, I feel like because I have some decent vision, if she was to go in the mid wave and we just shoot like a, you know, a sharpshooter, it's a free get in, get out kill, right? We don't have to commit that hard, and we have a decent amount of vision on the area. So I was a little bit disappointed we didn't go in there. I felt that we could have. Otherwise, I would have cleaned up all the nearby camps. From there, we get a little bit of an attempt on the Weaver. I don't really know what happened. We should have killed this guy fast, but unfortunately things sort of don't work out. As a result, the Weaver gets out, and my team chases way too far. So this is what you don't want to do. I'm not trying to like specifically pick on Thena here, but this is the exact opposite of what you want to do. My team is playing the left side of the map, okay? We're playing the left side of the map. Should we extend past this left side of the map? Only if we're 5-man smoking, or like 4-man smoking, should we pass this point. Because we will be fighting into the enemy, and especially if you're a hoodwink, You don't want to be doing that. So I have no idea why he walks this far forward. But you can see in high MMR, when you make a mistake like that, you're going to get jumped by the rank 7 player. He's going to jump because he knows what you're doing is shit. And so you're going to get punished at this level for making that mistake. So unfortunately, he messes up. Your boy's speed is also an animal and just walks forward for some unknown reason. It doesn't end up being the end of the world. I actually thought we could turn, but apparently Death Prop's just too tanky. I think we vesseled the wrong guy here. Honestly, if we vesseled the DP, I think he would have just died. But it's whatever. Bit of a mistake there. Unfortunately, this chrono doesn't work out either. This fight was a little bit weird, but it kind of starts because we overextend past the river. Even I extended a little bit too far as well. So things got a bit odd, and I had to TP out, which was a bummer. So went from a situation where we had, majority map control, things were looking good. I had an Aegis, and to overextending a little bit, and it doesn't take a lot to throw. That's why when people are like, "Oh, I'm a support player and I have no impact," it's like. You die really easily, and if you die first, you're griefing. So if you're the support player who never dies first in team fights, as I die here, this is just a good scan from the enemy. If you're the support player who never dies first, you will gain MMR, I assure you. So from there, because we have a Beastmaster, we're gonna look to take the top tower. The enemy was showing mid and bottom hard, and so I felt comfortable taking this. On top of that, I have a bunch of backup. I have Chrono, Shackles. They can't really initiate with some random hero to pick me off. That's not gonna work. So we take the top tower into the outpost. Really nice play, classic Beastmaster. From there, we actually decide to force them back here. We have Serpent Wards and we have a Beastmaster, so we can kind of bait someone to TP back. That's exactly what we do here. Now, unfortunately, our team is not on the same page because realistically, we could have went on this guy, right? Realistically, we could have went on this Primal Beast. You know what I mean? I could walk up and roar this guy into a meteor, like an invoker spell. He's gonna die, and we could go high ground off that. So honestly, we could have looked to go high ground or even just shackle him or something, but we didn't, so it's okay. I'm gonna clear up the top side, continue to force pressure to the top tower, right? Maybe bait them to respawn. Honestly, I even feel like we could have made the same play again. I could have kept going top, could have kept baiting them to the top side. We decided to look to smoke across. The reason why is I thought the Primal Beast would stay top, and we would get a 4v5 on the other side of the map. Unfortunately, he kind of makes the good read that I wouldn't keep going. Maybe that's just luck, you get the point. So I cut the mid wave, just trying to put pressure all around, prevent them from easily taking the mid tier 1, and moving back to my side of the map. I don't want to overforce, I don't want to run into the enemy, I want to continue to force them back. In general, that's what unit heroes do best. Obviously, if I was playing something like Tidehunter, instead of cutting top wave, I maybe would be standing here on the hill looking to tank the gank. Or not tank the gank, but initiate the fight and be the first point of contact, if my team wanted to do that. Let's actually take a look at why this upcoming fight went so well for us. I honestly don't know why. By the way, this Drought, dude, this guy goes this item build so frequently, and I think it's the most disgusting thing I've seen in my life. This shit is so bad and ugly. That's a little bit toxic, but you get the point. It's trash. It's your hero does so much damage. Why are you rushing a pure DPS item? It's crazy against a bunch of heroes that can get on top of you. It's besides the point. Either way, I want to see how this fight goes so well for us. We end up getting a jump on the Storm, which is probably the main thing. I don't know, does he get hexed? I'm not exactly sure. So probably the big thing that wins us the fight is Primal Q's in with no BKB. Honestly, the enemy team is taking a big risk here. Maybe they knew I didn't have Roar? I don't really know, but they're giga forcing the fight here, right? Because this guy, he doesn't have BKB. And now his Q is on cooldown. And if you've ever played Primal Beast, this hero is so bad when his Q's on cooldown. It doesn't do anything. Trample's a pretty shit spell. So now he gets time dilated, he's in a bad spot, his thing's on cooldown. Drow just gets chronoed, and I guess that's probably the end of the fight, right? To be fair, the Void has to be careful and has to kite out a little bit. But the thing is, he did so much damage to their two heroes on the Void, even though it was kind of weird, but the Storm, he must have messed up. How did he get shackled? Oh no, he messed up hard. Or it's just a great shackle from the Shaman, I don't really know. Shaman's just the GOAT. He definitely, he should have BKB'd. You gotta expect that. It happens, That's life. But okay, bit of a mistake from Storm. Over initiation from Primal. Just kind of a bunch of players and the enemy team just not doing their jobs, frankly. Or just not executing mechanically. And yeah, it's gonna cost them the fight. We were able to kite it out and win the fight, and so just understand that you're always you just can't be the guy who makes the mechanical mistake and you'll gain MMR. Sometimes I feel like I just like to repeat the same message, even though it's a basic message. Just be the guy who doesn't forget to pop BKB or initiate when he's close to BKB. Just tell your team hey, wait 10 seconds. Unless the enemy team doesn't have chrono or something, you know what I mean? If it's a trade-off, fine, but realistically, you're probably just over-forcing and you're not paying attention to that type of thing. So we get Roche off this, really big turnaround for the game, really, really nice. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it on our Void, which would have been way better than Invoker, but that's okay. At this point, I don't want to look to play bottom. I want to keep controlling mid. I do have my Roar. We could look to, go on the mid wave. This was just so bad. It's just like, once again, guys, I'm going to repeat this. When you don't have vision, I mean, we have a Hawk, right? So we have Beastmaster, but don't go far. Don't go past the river, especially if you don't have a numbers advantage. Don't go far. Like, this guy is Aegis, but I think he kind of baits him here because he doesn't have BKB, right? Like, his build is really greedy. He goes Ags before BKB, which I guess I get. We have a Void, but it's greedy, right? You can't frontline at all. At all. You don't have BKB and you're playing Invoker. Your hero just dies. Any good player is going to jump you. And that's exactly what happens. He gets jumped, right? I get jumped on the backline, so I couldn't save him. I wouldn't have saved him even if I could have roared the storm. It wouldn't have done anything. He died to Drow. And so now the fight's just a disaster. He gets gone on, goes down. Don't extend into no vision, right? My Hawk died. We didn't have the proper vision. We did not need to go that far. And he doesn't have BKB. Once again, you gotta know your role. It's not his job to initiate. Even if he thinks the enemy is out of position, even if he thinks they're messing up, he has to respect the fact that it's not his job. And so he shouldn't force unless he has 100% information that the storm was alone, which he obviously did not. From there, I was actually trying to get my team to smoke. I was pretty frustrated at them. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was telling them, hey guys, smoke. They're gonna be on my Hawk. And like, we have a free, like the freest 2-man chrono of my life. I mean, this is just like insane. We have Ags Cataclysm and they're just sitting on a Hawk. I mean, it's so free. So free. I was like, I don't know. I was like so mad that we weren't going. And then they even group up. I was like, oh my, if we're smoked, this game is freaking over. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes the play calls don't work out. My Hawk gets dewarded eventually. They figure it out, I guess. I don't know. But okay, it's fine. We're playing our side of the map. We can look to force them back top. Maybe a bit of a preemptive serpent ward, but we're looking to force them back top. Get some reaction. We don't want to fight them high ground though. See, you can see I draw. I'm like, I don't want to fight them on their high ground. That's going to enable the Drow too much. It's not good, right? So instead, I put down a Hawk in their triangle. We scout out their rotation. We're going to look to play around that. So, Hoodwink, we're going to back up. We got our waves in. I considered shoving in bottom with the tree, but we have another good Hawk here. So we see the storm. Can body with my units a little bit, just trying to frontline with the units, because we don't have a proper frontliner. Our frontliner is kind of my ancient creep this game, right? So, in general, you'll see me do that. You'll see me frontline with the units because I don't want to directly frontline. I have no BKB. I can get silenced and die and not get any spells off. I don't want that to happen. So I'm going to send my units up because they see Invoker top. So they're like, oh, free fight. And I think we end up losing this fight. I don't remember. This one's like even, but I roll the Primal, which I think is okay. I burn his BKB. Unfortunately, we didn't have the proper follow-up. I Invoker like missed Cataclysm. There's some weird shit going on in this game, but yeah, okay, we take down a couple heroes. It wasn't bad. We were prepared. We bodied with the units. We kind of did our job there. We roared the Primal when he came in with BKB. I thought we would like Alacrity and click him, but it is what it is. A bit of mis-synergy. It happens. It's tough in solo queue. All right, so now I have BKB, so of course I can be a little bit more confident in the engagements. Not saying I can be a psycho. They do have a lot of chain stun. So I have to be careful. We don't have a save hero like Dazzle or Oracle or anything like that. So, I could get chain stunned by Primal or gone on by the Storm or something of the sort. So have to be a little bit careful about our initiation. However, the Primal Beast got picked off. So I'm like, okay, Primal Beast got picked off. We have an opportunity to shift towards this top ward here. We have great vision, and this is why I'm running in. It's not blind, it's not random. It's not even just because Primal Beast is dead, because even if Primal Beast was dead, they still could fight us, right, with the remainder of the heroes. Especially if they know Faceless Void and Hoodwink is top, they could take the fight here. And that's what they do. That with the information that my Void and Hoodwink aren't immediately here, they try to go in. But they make the mistake of forgetting that, well, we could have a ward and likely have a Hawk. And as a result, we're able to get a good initiation. And because of the vision that we have, I actually see the storm coming. And that's key. Because I love when storm comes. So I can get off my BKB and then proceed to get off a really big roar into Cataclysm. And we win the fight off that. So just a BKB right before the Ags Vortex comes out. Enables the fight, we find the Drow, and we get a Rax off of this. So a little bit of vision, just pushing off the fact that Primal Beast is dead, and you can see that the main thing that's going to cause you to gain rank, because this is my main account, I've gained some rank, so I'm obviously very high rank on this account, and one of the main ways I do that is by making good decisions for my team based on vision, right? I'm constantly telling my team if I'm in a good mood. Sometimes I play silent, and if I'm not like, super in the mood to giga try hard. But if I'm try harding as hard as I can, I'm often telling my team like, hey, we have a numbers advantage here. Hey, this guy's BKB is down. You know, hey, we have a ward here. Go to the ward, like so on and so on. Even here, I was yelling at my team. I'm like, I'm gonna roar this guy. And a little bit of communication makes, you see how everyone runs? Maybe it's a bit overkill, but everyone knew what I was doing. That's why everyone showed up. It doesn't take a lot. I said, hey, I'm roaring this guy. Like, anyone can get behind that, right? Anyone can get behind that. Just make sure that happens. Here, this is some illusion baiting going on. I think I get Drow to waste Gust. They wasted their Orchid on it. Drow has to, I guess she panicked and went on it or something weird. I don't know. But we get a Chrono and the fight's over because Drow didn't get her blink off. But okay, thank you guys so much for watching. There is, I guess, a bit more, but the game, does it end here? No, it didn't directly end here. It didn't directly end here, but we end up going high ground and winning the game over time. Oh, no, we get kicked out and sent back, but it doesn't matter. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed and learned quite a bit about like teamfight decision making, seeing how like the small things really determine what's gonna win a fight or not. You know what I mean? Like, it's about these small decisions, right? These small decisions that really impact the game in a drastic way. It can only be, the difference between standing here and standing here is, you know, is a game changer. It absolutely is. And so if you can get that down and start to understand these concepts of vision and positioning and understanding your job and whether or not your team has a frontliner and so on, is very important. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the gameleap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.